Aquaproof 7-in-1. High-performing waterproofing paint, Nippon Paint. The coatings expert.
If you are looking at fast growth, then certainly the digital economy and the whole innovation is one system that we have to promote. We started with tourism and agriculture modernization. This is another fast growing sector that have been identified. So how do we promote it? Where do we go from here? So what is it that we have? What it is that we need? Firstly, look at how we can expand this sector of the economy.
In a forward-looking address, President Ranil Wickremesinghe yesterday outlined a strategic vision to expand and modernize economy driven by digital transformation, technological innovation and strategic educational reforms by 2030. Speaking at the first ever Digi-Econ Global Investment Summit 2024, the President asserted the importance of leveraging technology and a skilled workforce to drive economic growth. The digital economy is crucial for fast growth. Innovation is the cornerstone of this system. We have identified tourism and agriculture modernization as key sectors for rapid development, he said, highlighting the need for a concerted effort to expand these sectors, focusing on technological advancements and workforce capabilities. He called on the high-level industry leaders and private sector at the DEGIS 2024 to collaborate and contribute to this transformative journey, ensuring a prosperous future for Sri Lanka. I hope you will be able to contribute to enrich the thinking of the government, he added.
If you are looking at fast growth, then certainly the digital economy and the whole innovation is one system that we have to promote. We started with tourism and agriculture modernization. This is another fast growing sector that have been identified. So how do we promote it? Where do we go from here? So what is it that we have? What it is that we need? Firstly, look at how we can expand this sector of the economy. What can digital economy and innovation in the field of digital technology help us? We have to identify the areas. And I must say, agriculture modernization will go hand in hand with the expansion of the digital sector. We are looking at modernizing it. We are looking at smart agriculture. We are a country in which the average holding sometimes is less than 1 acre. But we are trying to hold at 2 acres, 3 acres. Look at the potential that we have there. Secondly, if you look at any sector to expand, I must say, that there are 2 factors we have to think of. One is technology, utilizing your technology. Secondly, having a workforce that is capable of developing and applying that technology. And I will say a few words of what we are hoping to do. So as far as the digital economy is concerned, yes, why is it that we have identified it? Because as Mark said, there is a growing demand. But something more than that. Look at the demand that is going to come up in Asia and Africa. And where are we? We are also between 2 giants in the sector, China and India, covering both hardware and software. So within that, we have to be able to utilize that knowledge to have cooperation with these countries to go ahead. We have actually at the moment started the discussions with India with on the private sector. SLASCOM and NASCOM is already cooperating. We are also getting the help in building up our national platform. And already I think the initial discussions have started with China. And I hope it will also lead to very successful outcome. So here we are in Asia. And this is where we have to go ahead. So we have to now look at different areas. But I must also mention the port city, which we want to make in the Colombo financial zone, which will also make provision for offshore activity. So that will be another encouragement for you all to come in here and to invest in Sri Lanka. That said and done, the rest of the work I will leave. What are the enterprises? How do you use the digital technology here? Those are issues that I will leave to you. But I'll just mention to you the state infrastructure we are building. The Science and Technology Development Act brought in the National Science and Technology Commission and the National Science Foundation. Now we are bringing in some new laws which will supplement it. Firstly, the new law is to create a Chief Technological Officer who will be the Chief Technological Advisor to the government of Sri Lanka, which is needed. Then we will have the Technology and Innovation Council. That is one that will give the funding for commercializing research. So you need funding for commercializing research, you go in there. But we will have the National Science Foundation, certainly funding pure and applied sciences. We make this distinction, one is to promote pure and applied sciences, other is to commercialization of technology. The next, I am discussing the ministry and also with others, is the whole issue of government funding for research and technology. We don't give very much, but part of what we give are given to different institutions, and no one knows what happens thereafter. And if you look at the number of people who have been trained abroad, you'll be amazed. I mean, basically, if you look at the number in the Ministry of Agriculture, you're wondering why we are still at subsistence agriculture. My proposal is that all the funding of government agencies for pure and applied research goes through the National Science Foundation, which will lay down the priorities and then monitor the performance. So all state institutions must come through that. But if they want to commercialize research, they will have to come in through the council. So there will be two bodies. And in fact, not only government will also allow these same facilities for the private sector. And a new sector we have to bring in are the universities, which have been left out of it. So they can also apply for funding under both these. Secondly is the digital transformation agency. We started with the computer information technology, but we are focusing on the technology. Here we are focusing economic side as well as the technology. We have now married the two concepts together. So that is the Digital Transformation Agency. And finally, the National AI Center. All this will be are the three new institutions that we are bringing to place. Now this needs the human resources. In the short term, what do we do? In the very short term, we might produce more, but we may not have enough. And if you are going to train more, we may have to bring the trainers even from outside. I don't think we should stand in the way of that. The more you train, the better results that you get. Even internally, if you require people with experience, we'll have to allow that, I think, for a short time. And you have to keep everyone from going abroad or ensure that the companies are not disrupted. But we have to make rules so that Sri Lankans can come up the ladder and they are not affected in the medium term. But other than that, we will now restructure the total vocational training system. Instead of having a large number of authorities, there will be one authority with 9 provincial agencies, and the vocational colleges will come in there with various training centers run by various authorities, all coming down and being converted into vocational colleges. Then with the technical colleges, I think we must do away with technical colleges, and I'm looking at a new institution, colleges of technology and management, and a new award also, the associate degree. So we'll have more people coming out with associate degree, which is about 2 years, and then they can utilize the vocational and technical university, the open university or any other university to upgrade themselves to bachelor's or master's. So both those. In the field of higher education, university education, we are discussing with India the establishment of a campus of the Chennai IIT in Kandy. We are also starting 3 new universities on the KDU model, which will work out. First one is the University of Kurunegala, which we are already discussing with 3 campuses. And one near, we are looking at Sitavaka. Third one, somewhere outside Colombo. We were looking at some location, maybe in Gampa, maybe roundabout. But this will be for technology and management. And we will also talk with other foreign universities of the courses to be held. So 3 universities, new ones, one already being established, discussions with India, then upgrading the existing facilities and expansion. Also, some of the universities without engineering will allow them to go into engineering and also ensure AI is taught there. There's also some other aspects. We have a number of students who are studying in the arts faculties, in the arts stream. Now, employment is a problem for them if you are looking at government employment. We are discussing now is to see are there firms that are capable of taking over while they are in the university studying whatever subject they want, geography or other subjects, that they are also become proficient in IT and English so that they can find employment. That will take a certain number of people who will be given employment opportunities. The government will fund them. In any case, it's better to fund them on IT than to fund them with the additional jobs we create as development officers, for which we have no money in any case. So we are prepared to, we will talk to you all about how we will establish the schemes which will work, and then let's see whether some of the companies will focus mainly on training others on the digital economy itself. But we have to then establish the infrastructure for the high-tech cities where we are going. We are looking at, certainly I am looking at one in the outskirts of Colombo, which will have at least 100 acres, or big one where everyone can meet. And the small areas like Jaffna and others could have their own cities with about 50 acres or 25 or 50 acres, depending on the land available. But one major one in Colombo, and if possible also in Kandy. So this is the thinking that's going on. And certainly we'll focus a lot on the human resources side and development, and also allow research to go on. The rest is up for you. We have to now look at how we can find more capital and maybe at a slightly concessional rates development financing for you all to get ahead. So I've just explained what we hope to do in the coming years, and I hope you will be able to contribute to enrich what the thinking of the government. Thank you.
For more latest news, subscribe to FTTV.